What up, sophomores? Good morning, welcome to school. Hope you're having a great day. I do want to say briefly, I know that yesterday the governor decided that we're not going to be back to school until at least May 1st. And I'm sure there are some of you that are like very happy about that and very much enjoying your time, and you are entitled to feel whatever you feel. Like if this is like, oh my gosh, I feel such like a sigh of relief that I can like continue to like rest and spend time investing in my family or in my video games. I don't know. Like you're entitled to feel that way. But I do want to acknowledge that there are probably some kids that are bummed and sad and wanting to be back at school, and I want you to know that I don't know, I'm sorry that is our reality. I'm sorry this is all happening, and that I love you guys, and I hope you know that I'm always here. I'm just a remind text away or an email. And yeah, I won't talk too much about that, but I just kind of wanted to touch base and let you know that if this is hard for you, then like I'm here to sit with you in it. But we will move on. So first I want to talk briefly about Act 4, Scene 1. Just kind of explain it. So Antony and Octavius kind of start to team up now. And Octavius, and you talked about this in your assignment, or at least you should have yesterday. Octavius, we haven't really seen too much of, but if you still have this green bookmark I gave you, I just taped mine in my book, but if you still have that green bookmark I gave you, you'll see it says Octavius Caesar, Julius Caesar's grandnephew and heir. So Antony is teaming up with this guy who, if you're an heir of something, you're like next in line, right? You're like second person to have the throne, essentially. So Antony's now teamed up with Octavius Caesar. And in that scene, it's pretty short, but we see that he's like really, he being Antony, is like kind of rude to his servant and kind of a little rude to Octavius as well. But what's happening is like now that Caesar's dead, everyone's kind of like fighting for the crown and fighting against each other. Now it's like Antony versus Brutus, and like everybody's just getting in their head and being like super egotistical, which means, what does that mean, class? Good job, conceited, and just like full of themselves. And so now we kind of get a glimpse of Antony being kind of rude, which isn't great. And then Act 4, Scene 2, there's just more fighting. Everyone's just fighting. So now we're on the other side, which is Cassius and Brutus. So it's like Cassius and Brutus are here, and then Antony and Octavius Caesar are here as of scene Act 4. And so now it's like we have these new two sides that are fighting, because there's just like has to constantly be conflict, apparently. And Cassius is like, Brutus is like, hey, I want to talk to you, Cassius. And Cassius sends his servant instead of like him just coming himself. And then that makes Brutus really mad, and they start fighting. And I'll probably talk more about this Monday, but I wrote a note to myself last year that says, this scene is not in the movie, ? So this scene might not be in the movie, or maybe it was displaced, I don't know. But if for some reason you're a good noodle and you're watching ahead, then don't be looking for Act 4, Scene 2. So that's what you did yesterday. Your job is to read Act 4, Scene 3. Now, hear me. If you're actually watching this and you like put it to the side, look at my face. It's a long scene, but I want you to read it. So what I'm going to do is your homework is to read it today, but your assignment is only in response to something that happens very, very, very early on in the scene. So the reason I did that is not so that you would be like, oh, guess you don't have to read it, derp. I'm going to give you, because I don't see you again until Tuesday, I'm going to give you that much time. So you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 days to read this scene. It's not like terribly long, but if you're actually reading correctly, you're annotating and you're doing the hard work, then it will take you a long time. And I want you to do the hard work, so I want to give you time to read it. So to summarize, so it's page 66 to 75, so it's 9 pages. To summarize, your job today is to get as far as you can in Act 4, Scene 3 with whatever amount of time you've allotted for this class. And then there's an assignment you'll do that's in response to something that happens very early on in the scene. I think that'll probably take you 5 to 10 minutes. And that's it. I have a Feel Good Friday video for you. It's a video of all these residents in France who are like on their balconies and like in quarantine and blah, 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 blah. And they all do like this big round of applause from their balconies for healthcare workers. And it's really sweet. So yeah, I'm talking way too much. If you read this, or if you watch this, you're my favorite student. I will see you Tuesday. Read the scene, do the assignment, blah, 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 blah.